Gee, I hope everyone's ready.
I guess we're back.
We're back?
I think so. At least that's what the countdown means, I guess. That
Yes,
we're
we've
live.
established that for years now, Maris.
uh, the just messing around.
So,
How was your weekend?
okay, now that I'm done with whatever I was doing, time to do the recap.
Yes.
Last time you finished well,
We finished your episode of Hilda Wedge, didn't we?
yes, you finished the unique
Side quest.
mission. Unique mission. Let's call it that. Everyone is richer for it for this experience.
I am because I didn't have to
And
do. I am because I didn't have to do fuck all. I got to kick back and relax and be part of the audience. It was fun.
yes. So now that this side mission, well, actually that was the main quest, but you don't know it. Um,
The true main story of the campaign.
this 2 session mission was the actual final
Exactly.
main quest, final
We are
battle.
now in the post boss fight world again, where we're just
We are on
doing the
the
side quest.
we are on the end credit scene right now.
Yeah, we've
Uh,
We're
yeah we've scheduled a Lord of the Rings style 5 session epilogue. Each ending will be its own session. This session will be Dwayne and Alana sitting on the edge of Mount Doom,
God.
Mount Doom, waiting for Gandalf to pick them up.
so now that this is all done, we are returning with the actual hearing that is going to happen uh, in the Senate for, well, a rather important issue. The party has done what they could to gain more information and evidence. Everything has been delivered to the capable hands of their allies in the New Republic. They were not the only team that was working towards this goal, of course, and we are near. We are nearing the day that a very crucial hearing is going to happen for the new evidence to be revealed in the Senate and see what happens. So, anything that any of you wants to do before that?
Not particularly, unless Leia is keeping Alana informed about exactly what everyone finds.
Well, she would. You would have an idea of uh, all the findings, but well, the amount of it is somewhat prohibiting from you to see everything, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. I mean,
Uh,
that's not
and
that's not what Alana's here, basically.
yeah, exactly. So
If an-
Okay,
if
I
anything,
guess.
if anything, Elena's more going to be talking to Luke or having Nanny Droid 3PO undo her bandages gradually. Yes,
So
3PO.
I guess we are going to immediately to the hearing.
I mean, what Nora had to do would be basically just be stuff that's not important. So yeah, we are going to the meeting. Yeah, don't forget anyone has important stuff, other than maybe Jawain. Does Jawain has anything important or?
No.
Okay, yeah.
That cut.
Wedge is also doing his thing, um,
hmm Yeah,
managing
mhm.
the
He's
Merc
wedged.
company.
He's wedged up against his computer. He can't move.
At least that's what he's claiming to everyone.
Yeah, he's wedged up against his computer. He can't move. The typical excuse.
So, without further ado,
The main event.
the main event.
Sponsored
This
by
time, because the hearing is uh, what happened during the previous hearings has got the eye of an increasing number of senators and officials in the New Republic. This time, there is a lot of people that are attending.
Probably. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some press around as well.
Yes, there is, but there have been efforts to keep it
Private.
as private as possible for the
Yeah.
time being. At least the hearing itself. The results are going to be public, of course, but yeah,
I mean, if they don't make it public, we will see a way to make them public. So
yeah.
yeah.
It's illegal to not make them public.
Just. I'm just waiting for that moment where you just cut to Gent saying, "Hey, Wormhead, your sister's on TV."
So, uh, the hearing starts. There are numerous politicians that are taking charge. Each of them makes their case. The two sides are clearly divided at this point, and there have been made a lot of efforts from both sides within the legal system of the New Republic to try and prove that the evidence they have in their hands is actually genuine and real. From the other side, that there has been an attempt to um, trap certain individuals in dealings that they had no part of. But as the procedure continues, it is made progressively clear that the teams that your your side has used have done a good job at acquiring uh, what is needed. And a lot of the influential people in the New Republic that were accused initially, and some that haven't been accused, but they are been proven to have been involved in all of this with the new evidence, are quickly backed into a corner. For you, Elena and Jawain specifically, you see that there is actual tangible evidence this time for the secret dealings that certain individuals like Nafalanturi had during the events of 6 years past, during the trial of Kelleran that never happened because, an accident occurred. And it is clear that this was not so much of an accident, but rather a planned event.
Basically, they finally found evidence that what Alana said from day one is actually true.
Yes. Well,
Shocked
not only
Pikachu face.
exactly, not only Elena, but well, a lot of people.
I mean, Alana was the
But
first one
now
to.
there is evidence.
Hmm.
There's a lot of there's a lot of ruckus inside the Senate at some point because this is changing a lot of balances inside the Senate itself. And it's quickly made clear that this is going to have an effect in the ruling body of the New Republic itself, because some of the people involved had very high places. Uh, and Antur is one of them.
Hmm.
In case that anyone wants to speak as well, because you had some first-hand experience with some of these events, you could be allowed to do so, but you'd
You will
better
be
have
cross-examined.
yes, and you'd better have a good reason to do it. Otherwise, you can stay on your seats and just watch the procedures, which are going really well uh, for you, at
Alana
least for
is
now.
Alana is not one to speak unless she's asked to, so she'll spend the entire time just staring at Anturi, pretty much, like
Okay. Uh,
watching his every move, making sure he doesn't try anything rash or foolish or
at some point, there is
countermandry.
a break, and during the break, Blair approaches and says, "So, it seems that we had a very positive impact with everything that we were able to reveal to the Senate. So, it seems that our case is a very strong one. And good news is, it seems that the main minds behind this movement inside the Senate and the New Republic in general is being exposed and dismantled. I will be honest with you, it will cause some problems here and there. There are seats that are now vacant, and we have to find people that have the capacity to fill them, and hopefully better intentions than those that had them before. And
How hard is it going to be to find someone with a working? Oh,
Alana just gives you a very searching look, Joanne. Like, do you almost as she's not speaking, but almost as if to say, "Do you even need to ask that question?"
that's why I didn't finish.
Les says, yeah, it can be difficult sometimes, taxing even. But here we are, and we'll do the best we can. In any case, the break is going to be at its end soon. So, does any of you have any insight about the situation? Does any of you want to speak up in front of the Senate? I'm not trying to push any of you in that position, of course, but
Is
The
there even anything that needs to be said?
not really. Not really.
Alana,
And at that, she gives a look at all of you and says, "We also had some. We also found some information about Anturi's dealings that I think you will be interested to see yourselves. And they are not going to be presented today. For the time being, they are. It's going to be kept behind closed doors until we have a better idea of what to make of it. And that's why I would like you to have a look at it at some point. You will understand when we get to it.
Alana gives her a confident but certain searching look, as if to say, and then she just says, "I will do so as soon as possible."
All
She looks
right.
she looks at Luke and says, "I invite you to come with us for this, if you if you would like to."
Luke gives a smile and he says, I've already watched it. I think that you should take a look as well. It might interest you. Who knows? Well, who am I kidding? It is going to be of interest to you. Some
Well,
of
then what are
you
we waiting
more
for?
than others. Well, let's finish this hearing and then we can get straight to it. So,
Insert Ace Attorney music.
yes. After the break, the session that takes place after the break is much shorter because now that all of the evidence has been shown to everyone, uh, they there is a small uh, push from the other side to demand more time for whatever legal procedures are needed to be done, and it seems that Antur's position is very bad at the moment. And after the evidence, it seems that some of his most stalwart allies inside the Senate are rethinking their position. So, the hearing ends. The results are very encouraging. And pretty much after the fact, and when you get back to more comfortable accommodations, uh, back to Leah's office, she says, well, first of all, I want to thank you one more time for all of your efforts and working hard to find everything you found and, well, risk your lives. I guess that the next thing that is going to happen will be a trial. There will be a series of trials. Uh, the only question now is how heavy the penalties are going to be for all those involved.
It remains to be seen.
Yes. As for Anturi, he might have some small, um, some small. I don't want to say the word, but yeah, there is a chance that his treatment is going to be less severe than the rest. Most of the rest of the accused, but I think it's safe to say that other than his position in the New Republic, he will be losing much more. He will be losing his position in pretty much everything. And I don't know how many years he's going to spend into a prison, but he's effectively finished. That doesn't mean that he might not try something as a last resort,
I
which
expect
brings us to the reason I called you here.
Oh no.
I expected as much.
Since the first hearing, he realized that his position was extremely compromised, so he has put into motion different fail-safes and plans. We have already thwarted some of them, taken care of others, and
So which one's left? So it's not just kind of like, what else do we have to clean up?
well, there is a seemingly failed attempt, failed gamble on his part, but still, uh, I would like your opinion on this. And with that, she puts on a recording. It's only voice. There are no holograms or anything. There is only voice recordings, and you realize that it was something that Anturi did himself because it is his voice that you hear saying that. Well, it's not every day that I contact someone that has quite caused quite a lot of damage to some of my associates. But I like making bold moves, and if nothing, you have proven your effectiveness and worth. You hear another voice talking, saying that I have to say that I'm a bit surprised to be called, but I'm rather curious to hear what you have to say, Mr. Anturi. It is a voice that you have heard before. Anturi speaks again and says, well,
Good question. Do we need to
yep,
roll anything to see if we recognize the voice?
not really. It will
No.
become more evident as
Or just
the
in
voice,
case I
yes,
ask.
as the voice
Riss
recordings
has this
will
whole
continue.
conversation written out to make it clear who it is.
Even though half of us already know.
Mhm.
Uh, well,
Hey,
I'm known to make bold moves in both politics and, well, my personal dealings. Bold or desperate. In any case, that's that doesn't interest me. The reason that you made this move. What interests me is what you can offer. So, Mr. Anduri, what can you offer me? Well, I could offer you some protection because you have, well, how to put it? You have put yourself in the map of the New Republic, and there are a lot of individuals of various stations and occupations and talents that are rather curious and wary about your movements and your dealings. So, if you help me deal with this small crisis, I will make sure that you are protected. There is a small pause, and the replies, you think I need your protection? You believe that I need protection, Mr. Anturi? And even if I did, that I would seek it from a womp rat like you? I would advise caution with your words, because I still have my position, and I could use that against you.
I don't know. Can't
In any
help.
case, I didn't call you here to. Yes, in any
I don't know. Can't help but snicker
case, I
at
didn't call you here
that
to
comment.
quarrel. I called you to see if we can. I called you here to see if we can come to an understanding. Uh, I have a lot of credits that I can offer, of course. I have a lot of resources. I have. I want specifics, Mr. Anduri. Can you offer me, I don't know, are there any rare materials that you can give me? Rare materials such as this. I'm afraid that mm, not presently, but I think that I could do something. I see. I feel like I'm wasting my time, and I don't like wasting my time. Unless you have something tangible and interesting to me to offer, I don't think we have anything else to say. I think you're making a mistake. You are passing up a very big opportunity, and if everything ends well for me, and it will, and you haven't done anything about it, well, you will be on my radar as well. But you can hear the other voice saying, "You're worst. I had much better minds than you trying to cause problems to me." I just want to ask you a question, if I may, though. Of course, go ahead. What is it exactly that makes you think you are such a big deal? Why do you think that you are important exactly, Mr. Anturi? Why do you think that you should be protected and cherished as an accomplice and ally? Well, I think that my accomplishments and my position speak for themselves. A second. Sorry about that. We can continue. Uh, where was I? Oh, there was I. Well, others had positions like yours and they didn't deserve them. It says nothing to me. Your achievements could be very well attributed to you or others that you're employing. I cannot tell. What I can tell is what I see before me, and it's rather disappointing. But as you said, we're not here to quarrel, so a small advice. You're not the center of the universe. You've never been. None of you are. You're boring. And it might surprise you, but it's always the same, no matter where I go. Self-indulgent pricks like you. It never gets old. See you around, Mr. Anturi.
I must go now. My planet needs me.
And
Mhm.
uh, the recording is stopped by Leia, that sits down and says, "Well, I guess, you know, uh, the two people that were speaking, what do you make of it? Should we be worried about the potential, I don't know, intervention? I don't think we should, judging by this
I can assure.
recording, but it could be dust in our eyes. Excuse me for being a bit paranoid, perhaps, but at this point,
Elena puts her hand on Leia's shoulder and goes, "Don't worry. I can understand. I can assure you that, for now at least, we have nothing to worry about from Anturi's desperate attempt to hire this hunter. He may become a problem for us in the future, but in this instance, I think I've satisfied his indulgence in this affair."
And when you think about it, he literally let us walk away with the evidence that damns Anturi, so. Obviously, that was before this call ever happened, but
So what you're saying is we already dealt with this thing, basically.
Anturi has no respect for who he's dealing with. That was his major failing.
maybe.
and he had absolutely nothing he could offer him
which is his even greater failing.
I don't even know if that's a failing. It's just a natural consequence.
Yeah, I think you're right. Just for your information, this recording was made on Vinsoft. Um, Maybe the location is relevant. I don't know, but I do know that you are interested in this thing, so I will provide whatever information I have. Place, date, that kind of that kind of thing. There is one more thing, of course, that hasn't been shared with the majority of the Senate at this point. And I believe that should be shared with you because you have been involved in all of this, and two of you are member of the Jedi Order, and the Order is going to be involved in this particular thing quite extensively, from my understanding. And as he says that, she looks at Luke, and he nods and says, "It seems that our friends that we have now made certain that they're going to be, well, removed from their positions had funding and a specific circle of friends themselves. Some of them in the criminal underworld, others in various enterprises, like the one you took down not so long ago. But there is a rather worrying pattern. I think that it's it's speculation at this point, but there's a possibility that we haven't dealt with the actual mind behind this operation.
Of that I have no doubt.
So, I had some interesting days in the past week. I feel that after our successful attempt at effectively getting rid of this plot of theirs, there's going to be a movement. We should make sure that we are on top of it and take care of it. We have to get to the bottom of this if if we want to actually solve this mystery problem, call it however you like.
I would caution solving one problem at a time, my friend. And in any case, if these plotters have their friends making plans for another move, I think it would be the wisest course for us to make friends of our own, she says, smiling at Leia.
Oh yes, thankfully we already have a bunch of them in different places. um, See what you can do. and I will call my friends. I suspect that Leia is going to do the same, but she does have her hands full at the moment, so let's try and take some of this burden off her shoulders.
I completely agree, my friend.
Thanks, Luke, and everyone else, less with a look of. I really can't be bothered with this.
Alana just gives Leia a reassuring smile and saying, I should be thanking you. It is you who helped kick this into motion, and none of this would be possible if I didn't have your belief and trust all those years ago.
She gives a nod and she says, "You don't have to thank me. I did what I'm here to do, nothing more.
That is all I will
If
ever ask.
anything, I feel well. I feel a bit frustrated that I wasn't able to do more sooner.
You did what you could, and that is all I could ever ask.
Well, let's hope that that was enough. And for the time being, it seems that it was. But we still have a lot of work in front of us. So let's wrap things up here and we will talk more later.
Alana will give Luke a look as they're leaving and go, do what you can. I'll go see if I can get some. I'll go have a word with my friends among the Mandalorians. See what help they can offer.
Yes, I would suggest that each one of you, I'm sure that you have friends and people. Uh, See what you can collect and do. In the meantime, it will take some time for everything to be finalized and the actual trial to happen. So we might have enough time to go back on Ossus.
I would like that.
That remains to be seen, though.
All Alice says to that with a Luke with a warm and just tired smile says, I would like that. And then she will take her leave.
Okay.
Before she goes to talk with Bo-Katan, I'll crouch down to you, Joanne, and say, I have you have proven yourself many times to have earned my trust, and I have an important mission for you, my friend. Go down to Dace's quarters, have a word with her, see how much help she can bring with her allies.
Mm. Okay.
The more people we get to talk to at the same time, the quicker this process will complete. I have the utmost faith in you to be able to get this done, my friend.
About to say, I was wondering what it was I was actually going to do here, because when he says each of you, I was like, hmm? Oh, each of us collectively, not each of us individually. Gotcha.
Right. So the rest of the day goes on. Jawain, I don't know if you want to go to Deces right now. We don't have to play that, to be honest.
It's not really.
Just
That was just literally. I'm informing
get
her
it
of the
out.
situation and asking her how uh, quickly she could mobilize her friends, if she could even do that much.
That. So you start informing people. Next day, uh, during lunchtime, Brindo, you get an incoming call in your comlink. You check it and you see that it's an old friend slash acquaintance of yours. You have done some jobs here and there. You remember vividly a daring attempt at taking over a Star Destroyer.
Oh. Well, at the very least, it's not boss calling me why I haven't been doing any more work for them for the past however long I've been playing hooky from that. Destroyed. I was about to be worried. Oh no, is my other boss calling me asking why I haven't showed up for work for ages?
Where is your hat? You're not wearing the hat.
So, you pick it up and you see a familiar Falin face. It is Ziva, and says, "Long time no see.
Yes.
I've heard you've been busy."
Done some projects in the meantime.
Mhm. Cat misses you. Well, no, I'm just joking. Uh, well, you know how he is. The reason I call you is that you know that I keep my ears to the ground sometimes to maybe hear some interesting rumors here and there. And we got wind of what happened in the Senate yesterday.
Okay. Is this good news or bad news that you're gonna be sharing?
I'm not entirely sure. I hope that they're going to be good news. Well, I have in good authority that to know that some of the criminal organizations they have been trying for quite some time, a decade, maybe more at this point, to establish some kind of newfound alliance between them to divide territories. You know the drill. Uh, and such attempts are not very successful, generally speaking, of course. And yeah, it seems that some of the less visible people in these circles have started making moves very quickly right after the hearing that has happened yesterday. And from what I understand, you have been somewhat involved in all of this. So maybe you or some of your friends find this information interesting. Can you get to. Hmm. You see that she's thinking a bit and she has her head tilted to the right, uh, obviously looking at something.
Oh, now I'm
Could you
thinking about a
get.
different Feline.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Oh
More
no!
flashbacks. Oh no.
Oh my god.
The madness is coming.
Dwayne, get your frying pan
Well,
ready.
if there
It
will
is
be some.
madness.
There
It is
will be some.
Winterbrand. Come with me if you want to live.
Madness. This is Jawa.
If you can get to Vurdonka in, well, in 3 to 4 days notice after I give you a heads up? Do you think that will be feasible for you and your friends to do so? I think that you can get them off guard during some of their small dealings there.
All right, I'll
And
let my friends know. Though I do have a question. What interest does a restaurant have in all this?
a very good question. How to put it? Ketz believes that it's about time that he makes an expansion in his little enterprise.
Yeah, sounds just about right.
Yeah, he's thinking of. You see that he's
Is it time
thinking
for
a little
another
bit.
Star Destroyer takeover?
She's thinking of acquiring well, a
A
new
food
large
chain now.
vessel, a second large vessel. He says that some of the old ships that the Alliance was using are no longer necessary, and they are gathering dust in waiting for them to be dismantled and destroyed and be sold for scraps in some of the uh, you know
When they could be
Scrap-
used for something much
Taken to the
better, like a
scrapyards,
giant.
decommissioned
Yeah.
yes
in
so
mothball.
When they could be used for something much grander, much better. A giant monopoly enterprise of moving restaurants.
Nick Skywalker's Volume 2.
there is that possibility. Just
But,
saying.
but Skywalker's Express.
And he thinks that it is a good approach to do the New Republic a favor so that they can do him a favor afterwards.
And what about
I
helping out?
don't know if that's going to work though.
And
It
what about?
sounds like a catch plan to me. All right. I'll let both. I'll let both the groups I'm in know. I'm sure both of them will have some interest.
Oh, and since you have been away for so long, you wouldn't believe what things we hear from the clientele we get. It's wild. Just a few days back, I heard about some noble from back from my world that he had some problems back on Coruscant, and apparently it was crazy.
Come with me if you want to live.
You could say she has.
So,
You could say she has a wealth of information.
you are you going to ask about if it is what we're thinking?
No.
Why bring up bad memories?
Brinder simply that is the cue for Brinder to
Cut the call.
All right. It was nice talking with you. I'll let the groups know. Uh, I guess. Let Ketch know. Definitely interested. I'm sure that he'll get. Will be willing to engage on this issue. It's
Perfect.
nice seeing you again.
I'll. Yep. You
Don't let
too.
the
I'll
insanity
keep
get you too much.
easier said than done.
I
I'll
know.
keep you informed.
That's
I'll
why I'm
keep
at
you
a
informed.
distance from it, or at least try to be. Not too much success.
Uh, I'll keep you informed when the movements are going to happen. So you'll have, as I said, at least 3 to 4 days to get your stuff together and get there in time. Until then, see you around.
All right. See ya. Bloop. Close con link. All right. Time to text both Joanne and the Jedi group, and then also Wedge and the mercenary group.
Mhm.
Let's see. Do I want to contact Wedge or Nar? Tough choices. They both have their downsides. I'll go with Wedge for this one.
Okay.
We need
Okay.
stab.
I
The
don't think
Enterprise
this is the
man.
correct. I think we need to get Nar stuck in this situation because I don't think he'd want to stay in it on his own with, or at least with how catch associated things usually go. Doesn't seem like it'd be his scene until he's actually there.
Uh,
Uh,
All right, I start sending out communications.
you see if
okay.
you receive a highlighted text back from Elena with the word sarcasm in bold going. It's nice to know he's still thinking about me.
Elena, why are you texting me? I texted Joanne. Have you stolen his phone?
No! Dwayne always forwards any messages he gets from you straight to me. He's always been like that.
I have it set up automatically. I'm sorry. I'm not the greatest at handling these kind of things anyway. I know my weakness.
Every day brings
New
new
mysteries to
nightmare.
us.
So, after Brindor has informed everyone, and everything seems to be fine, a day after, Jawayne and Elena, which one of you wants number one, and who wants number two?
I don't mind.
Okay,
Nor do I.
all right
I'm
then.
gonna create a stream marker there because that was funny.
Happy to help.
Very nice. So,
Do it, please, since the moment he Bridor sarcastically shows the crazy ones he wants to call.
one is for Jawayne, two is for Elena.
Right.
Okay.
The one who's good at talking goes first. I think this makes sense in the world.
Uh, during the evening, Elena, uh, you get a call. You get up to see
Yeah.
uh, where's from, and you see that it is most definitely encrypted. Whoever's calling doesn't want to be known.
I take it cautiously.
Okay. You hear a voice from the other side, a female voice that says, "I guess everything's well with you."
As well as can be for now.
You realize the voice. It's It's actually Zersera. And then says, well, last time you and Gawain made an offer. And I have come across some difficulties. And I'm wondering if you would actually help me with it. Alas, this will require people with particular talent in the Force, and I'm rather short on them.
How can we help?
I'm on Dathomir, and my work is progressing rather well, or at least it was. But I've come, as I said, face to face with some problems, and I would very much appreciate some help. So, I will not be saying any more on the subject unless I have a positive answer and you actually come here. Better this way for everyone.
I will talk to Gawain and see what we can do.
I promise that I will try not to, well, I do not intend on having a repeat of the last time we met.
I wasn't there the last time, so I hope not.
Just be sure to relay that.
I will.
Oh, and it's going to be dangerous.
I've come to expect that from you. Nothing's ever really a picnic.
Good. I will wait for your response
I will
and see cuts off.
immediately. Elena contacts both Gawain and Luke and informs her to meet her in her room with these developments.
Okay. At some point, Luke comes by and he says, I guess it's something really important. So,
I just received a communication from our acquaintance of the ex-Inquisitor kind.
I see. What was the nature of this contact?
She did not provide me any details unless I gave her a quick and positive response, but it seems my offer of help was well received, and she requested mine and Gawain's presence on Dathomir.
Oh dear.
Dathomir. Complication. Uh, can we hurry this up? I need to make a call.
She looks at you, Joanne, and say, "She is eager for our help in this. Thus, I have called you both here to discuss what to do about it."
I would need to make a call.
Mhm.
Elena just knows. Elena gives you a look and putting together what you mean and say, "Make it now. Would you rather Luke and I be?"
You see that Luke. You see that Luke just goes in a corner, sits down, and starts meditating.
I have nothing to do with it, so I will meditate for now.
Joanne
uh,
immediately dials Ilva.
mhm.
Okay. Some time passes. Uh, the first attempt is not successful. Uh, Second attempt, at some point, uh, Ilpa picks it up and says, I almost forgot I had this thing. And says,
Seriously, Ilva? Um,
Ah, Dwayne, everything's fine, I hope.
so far as we know, I was mostly calling to check in.
Well, as far as I know, everything's, I won't say fine, but as usual here. Spit it out
Nothing too out of
already.
the ordinary.
Maybe. What's happening?
We well, see, part of the reason
Take a
why I
breath.
had this particular task in mind for you, let's just say it's I feel like it's coming to a head because we've just been contacted by the person on the other side.
Oh,
She says
and
she's already there and that her work has been progressing
Oh.
until recently.
I
And
see.
didn't I didn't know whether or not uh, you knew anything about that or uh, if such complications involved you. So
It's all for
I
stuff.
Mm, no, no, I'm not involved in this, at least not until now.
No, she is.
Did she say where exactly she is?
only that she's planet side.
Huh, that doesn't help.
This is when Elena cuts in and says, "I can only assume she's at the location she's been trying to find this entire time. You mentioned certain devices that may be under Daphomir's surface."
Yes, I did. Problem is, there are many locations, and Dathom is a big place. There is a possibility that I don't know all of them. I I should say it's a certainty that I don't know all of them. So I'll see what I can do now that I know what to look for.
In the meantime,
Just keep being careful.
Right, right.
I will make a phone call myself. There are some allies that could help.
Before she cuts before Eva cuts off, she says, "Something tells me that you're going to show up."
Unfortunately, that's kind of being part of the
Really?
process.
What? What? How could you? Okay, yes, of course we will.
Alana gives her a pointed look and says, "We will bring backup. Don't worry. We're not that stupid anymore."
Anymore.
Claim that. But
Uh, the final thing you hear before she cuts off is, "Oh dear, there goes my peace and quiet."
yes. It's of our.
Alana gives her
Where?
Alana gives before she cuts. Alana gives her a joking smirk and says, "At least you had it to lose it."
Uh,
Alana, after the cut call, Alana gives Luke a certain look to say, "I might need to call some backup on this," and she contacts both Merrin and Cal, either of them if they can answer.
Oh, hallelujah.
Before you do that, uh, Luke does with his hand a gesture for you to sit down, and he says, "You don't. I'll inform them. I think you should go."
I was already planning to do so. I just needed your approval first, she says with a smirk.
And she said she called for you and Joanne specifically. So the two of you should go alone. Let's put some trust that she's not going to betray you, and so that we are true to our word.
I agree with that. If she planned to betray us, she'd have done so long ago.
I don't know.
Well, there are many reasons why someone would require the presence of other people with our talents.
Mm-hmm. Remember the last time we were alone with her, Elena?
Mm-hmm. Things out worked out well in the end, but
Yeah. That doesn't mean she didn't use us.
I mean, no doubt she's still trying to use us.
Gotham is an old place. It has uh, it's steeped in the dark side, as you know. Be on your guard. Maybe Josera is the least of your problems there. Maybe.
I have no doubt she's the least of our problems. The planet itself
I just hope
has.
she isn't a problem.
I
Remains to be seen.
I believe what she is looking for is more of a problem than her herself.
Well, one more question. Do you intend to take the rest of your troop with you? I think there's how to put it, some bad blood between.
I have it on good authority that they have their own tasks to undertake. Courtesy of an old friend of mine. I don't think there'll be an issue.
Okay.
So we're splitting the party. Here we
Of
go.
Of course!
You know.
We have learned nothing!
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Oh, you're claiming we're smarter than something? That's no.
No,
No.
no.
I'm only claiming
We
that
keep learning nothing.
Very well. So, I guess you should contact Jesser again and tell her that you agree. So we'll have the details of what this is. Hopefully.
I'm afraid she has decided to withhold such information until we are on planet in person. That much I can gather.
That'll be our affirmative response. Pretty much, I guess, then, right?
It will have to be.
I guess so.
Gosh, I really hope Ilva stays out of sight.
It's not her I'm concerned about. No doubt Cal will want to.
Okay.
I know. I trust Cal, but I know he would be itching to get in and help us as soon as possible. She gives Luke a stern look and says, "Make sure he make sure he hangs back until it's absolutely necessary."
All right. Well, then, when do we leave?
The sooner the better, I'd
that's-
say.
Up to you, actually.
I would say the sooner the better.
How about now?
Now's good.
Oh, it's good. Very well then. May the force be with you. And I would say try not to get hopefully we're going to have a potential ally out of this, maybe more than one. I get the feeling that we are getting closer to something. Why are you still here? He says that.
I know. I didn't think you'd be so eager to get rid of me, she says with a little smirk. Take care of yourself, Luke.
Yes, well, you will be surprised about this getting rid of you thing.
I'm used to it, Luke. Believe me.
He gives a smile, doesn't say anything else, and leaves.
Okay, come on, let's go.
Ironic that the person who wanted us to leave the fastest is the one who delayed us the most, Elena says as she leaves.
All right. So we have two destinations.
Mhm.
One is on Vordonka.
We have a
The other
marker of
one,
a +1 here, just so you know.
where?
Here,
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
just
Yes,
so
yes.
we don't confuse ourselves.
Let me.
Take your time, no hurry.
I mean, it could have just been an arrow saying here be torture, here be
Yes.
PTSD.
Yep.
So, two destinations, Vordonka and Dathomir. As as far as Vordonka is concerned, uh, you're waiting for Ziva's call to say that he should start heading there. Otherwise, you could potentially join the rest of the two Jedi on Dathomir. Problem is, you don't. Chances are you won't have enough time to go to Vurdonka if it happens sooner rather than later.
I was going to say that the paths, well, they are not that hard to connect for going from either side to the other, but yeah, if while we are in Dathomir, this stuff here happens, yeah. Dathomir appears to be frozen until we arrive, but you never know. Mhm.
Yes, it will require at least. It will require 3 to 4 jumps get from one place to another. You might want to push it and make a more risky approach and not use strictly safe hyperspace lanes for your movements. But this has some risk involved. So it's up to you. Otherwise, we can actually do the split the party. So Nar, Brindor, and potentially Wedge will have
Mhm.
to deal with whatever madness is going to happen on Gurdon Ka. And at the
Mhm.
same time, the two Jedi are going to see what awaits them on Dathomir.
That is the grand question, isn't it?
Yep.
Do we risk once again?
Do we learn from our mistakes or not? Is the question.
We never
No,
make
never.
we
So
never we never
we'll
make
make the exact same mistakes.
look, guys. We never make mistakes. We take opportunities.
Sure, sure.
Just to remind you people, there is a new friend that you have, Effali Nobleman Nayagis Perfumus, or Lord Perf for short. Uh, he's very powerful and influential. You have saved his life. I'm sure that he will do his best to help you in either venture.
God damn
I
it.
would laugh if the help that he offered was literally a trinket.
I wouldn't be
It
surprised.
could be, yes, it would be a letter that he has his handwriting saying
No, no,
good
no.
luck, guys.
It's a letter of recommendation.
Mm.
You'll have a private call that he says, "You have my blessing." So
Little gremlin.
Damn it. Oh, damn it.
you have my blessings, little
He's
gremlin,
perforated our ear holes.
and
We are
company.
doomed.
In any case, so if you want to discuss it and take some time to make the final decision, it's up to you. I
So
do
what do we
know we
do?
have. Yes, I do know that we have a time limit
Yeah.
for today, so I'm actually fine if you want to cut the session even shorter
I'm able to go for a
than
bit.
that.
I can go
And
for a bit longer. So yeah.
if you want to take some time to discuss what you want to do,
I
I
mean,
mean,
let's not think about this. Uh, does Dathomir have a time limit? That's from what I understood, there isn't, but just to be sure.
if there is a time limit, you're not aware of it.
Okay.
Jaceres has thought to tell us that we need to get here
I,
now.
I, I would say like Dracera called and wants
Yeah.
our help, and the only thing that she gave us as far as an accepted affirmative uh, answer is touching down on the planet, and she's not exactly the patient sort.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
for sure,
There's a hidden time limit
like
on that one.
we are Elena and I at the very least are definitely immediately heading for Dathomir.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, if we sit down and think it like that, then I will say, well, I have basically this is basically a job, and if Wedge decides to take it, then that takes priority over this business because this business is more because I'm doing more for pressure. I want to be on this job with you guys, but that one pays and that means responsibility, stuff like that.
I understand.
Okay.
Brindor, what do you have to contribute to the conversation?
Not a whole lot, I don't think.
Uh, Brindor should take the third option and go directly to Ketch and plan how to steal the new ship.
No. I've been there, done that.
It might interest your new boss, though.
I think we might need Wedge's opinion on this, unfortunately.
So, I guess that the split is going to happen after all.
Apparently,
Okay. So when is
It's
the Elena?
okay. At least for us on Dathomir, we've got backup. Hopefully.
Hopefully, yes.
Well, we at least have one. At least we have at least one person that's backup, if not three.
There is potential backup
both of them.
for the rest of the people for the party for Gurdonka as well. Who knows?
You get better. You'll have better food. I have no doubt about that.
Okay, so you start heading towards Dathomir.
hmm
Just the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
I guess so.
Who's better at use computer?
We're both
Whoever doesn't have the -2 intelligence.
So I guess me.
All right. What is your plus to it?
8.
It's a +8. All right. You can take 10 on that one.
I'll just take 10. I'm not gonna bother rolling it.
Okay.
I don't want to risk it.
That gets you.
Mm.
That gets you up to an 18.
Yeah.
You can also add a force point if you feel like it. You will be using mainly the safe hyperspace, the safe and established hyperspace lanes,
hmm
which means that the DC is not high.
I'm think I'm gonna save my force points for in case we do get in combat, where they'll be more useful.
Okay, just saying that chances are you will get your force point back at the time you get to that.
Yeah,
So,
it's gonna take at least more than a day.
Okay, I'll use it. I'm gonna get it back anyway, so I'll use it.
all right.
The +6 will get me to a 24, I believe.
Just so long as you don't roll 3 ones. So
It's always a possibility.
Do I have to? I have to roll the force point, don't I?
Let's see. I mean, if you're going to use the force point.
Yeah, I will.
Oh god,
well, you made it to 20 at least. Broke
Yeah.
surprisingly close to the three
you had
ones there.
you had to
threshold.
you had to jinx me, didn't you, Tyrant?
Oh god.
You had to jinx me.
Yep.
Okay, the DC 20 is fine. To
Where
begin
in the Jedi manual does it say the apprentice has to jinx the master?
I almost
You-
want to roll just because I'm curious.
You can actually give a help action to an aid action to Elena, which means if you roll high enough, a 15 or higher, you will going to add another +2 to your roll. If you want to do that, it's not necessary. I'm just saying.
He has less chance of
Does it
getting.
even do anything?
He just gives a
Not
+2.
really. As I said, it's
Just a
a
+2.
20 is enough for you to get safely to
He
the
has less chance
destination.
of getting a 15 than I do.
So,
Screw it. I'm curious.
Oh!
Oh my gosh.
Whoop.
Do you want to swap roles? Do you want to swap roles, Tyron? I'll help you.
Swap rolls. You know what? You know what? Hey, 21 isn't enough.
Elena is trying to make the calculations in
Joanne
the
just takes control of the
ship's
ship.
computer, and Joanne is like, no, let me do that.
Rare moment of brilliance from Joanne.
So, you get to your destination safely. Uh, you start making your approach to enter the planet's atmosphere. It's a good time to contact Jessera to see where exactly she is and what the situation is.
I call her, and the first thing she hears when she picks up is a letter saying, "Surprise!"
Gosh darn it, Len, don't you know she hates surprises?
But she likes my sense of humor. It's a
Uh,
win-win situation, she says with a joking smile.
Welcome to Dathomir. I will be sending you the coordinates.
Don't worry.
I trust that you have not brought an entire platoon with you.
On our honor, it's just the two of us.
Good. So, I will expecting you at the coordinates that I'm presently sending, and I will explain the situation once you get here.
Duly noted. Elena silently makes a gesture to Dwayne to copy down the coordinates and discreetly send them to Ilva.
Okay.
If she's just sending them to us, then she can send them to us and communication, and I don't have to do it discreetly.
True. Elena, when the communication ends, Elena just looks at you, Dwayne, and say, "Send that to both Cal, Master Cal, and Ilva, just so we know where to be."
Do we even know if Cal's going to be here?
This is important to Marion as well as Ilva. They'll be here if they can be.
Okay. So, as you are, as you get the coordinates and start making your way there, Brindor, you get another call from Ziva, and she simply says, "Hello again. Uh, our friends have started moving, so I believe that you should start moving as well if you want to get them before they vanish again."
All right. I'll let the special ops squad know, and we'll get to work on this.
Yes, just a
Like,
heads up.
yells off
Uh,
screen, "Hey, Nar!
Yeah.
Work starting!"
He gets up and goes to Rinder and says, "Got it. What? So, besides the debrief we got, have you heard anything new?"
Looking back at the,
Mm.
you know,
yes, I have something new to report. It
Mm.
seems that it is some kind of hash deal, um, and they're trying to import some uh, mineral, or is it a specific? Look, I don't really know what exactly it is. All I know it's a very difficult material to come by, and they have been doing the doing that for quite some time now. It also might or might not be connected with what has happened recently on Coruscant. Um, I guess it is. That's our guess because it happened right after the news reached the rest of the galaxy. So there's that.
All right.
Okay, best of luck to you all, and I hope to see you, Brinder, uh, in one piece next time.
Wouldn't want to disappoint the teddy bear.
No, we don't. Bad things happen.
Merchant says it's a good thing that we are not in the business of failing jobs, isn't it?
Yeah.
He says,
All right, let's get a move on.
Cue
Question
everyone.
are, do you
Yeah.
inform Wedge for this?
I mean, I
Like I mentioned, this is base business, pay business, reputation stuff like that. He will, which since he is part of the mercenary group technically, so he's his superior, so he has to know if he's in some kind of mission, and in case he wants his profit to be involved on this and take the chance to get a better deal for everyone.
Okay.
This is business, so yeah.
Wedge will just say, "Duly noted."
Yep.
dully noted.
Yes.
Dolly noted.
Got it.
Not very excited.
I know Barbie's a hit too. I know Barbie's a massive hit with the girls, but I'm not that intrigued.
Mhm.
All right. So you start making your way towards Vordunka as well. Back on Dathomir, you are approaching the coordinates that Jeshara sent you. It's in a place, an area of the planet that you are completely unfamiliar with, and you have visited only two places, if I remember correctly,
Hmm.
previously. It's nowhere near there.
We've only been to Ilva Cave and Ilva Village.
Exactly. It's almost on the opposite side of the planet. Uh,
It's not Ilva Village we're going to. Got it.
yes.
Welcome to Rio. Welcome to Rio de Janeiro, everyone.
uh,
Maris,
Hmm.
are you sure nothing about it strikes me as familiar?
Well,
Sorry, I remember the vision that the holocron showed me, as well as the one that I got at the end of season one. So that's why I asked.
yes,
And the vision
yes.
that we got from Ilva the last time we were here.
Not, at least not for now.
Oh,
So, you approach a densely uh, forested area, and you quickly realize that it will be almost impossible for your ship to land next to the actual coordinates. So you should find a place that you can land and then go there on foot.
Hmm.
Once you do that and start approaching, actually, yeah, since none of you is trained in that skill, I will need a pilot check to see how smoothly the whole process is going to be.
Guess we're
Oh, this I can hopefully actually do.
I rolled not
Wait, wait,
well.
wait, wait, wait.
Wait.
Sorry, wrong team, but
Yeah.
still.
We,
You're saying you don't have to
we
worry
can
about
take
the
it for our team already. It's already done for our team, so we don't have to worry.
Sorry.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, that's Brindors.
That's not bad.
I rolled
Eh,
a 4.
I rolled a 10. We'll take my 10. I think we're taking my 10.
Hmm. Okay, with 21, your landing is a bit clumsy, but nothing too too bad. So the ship is mostly unharmed. You did crash a few trees.
It will buff out.
Oh, you already
Safe to
inspired
say.
confidence.
It'll buff out. Let's go.
Yet, but all in all, it's fine. So you get out and you start making your approach. You actually get to, uh, I'd say, make a use the force check first.
Finally, something along my alley.
Oh god.
That's gonna be better than anything that I can do, but I'll do it anyway. I rolled a 3.
I rolled an 18.
Moving on.
I rolled an 18. I think we should
Moving
take my
on.
roll.
So when you're a bit on edge, um, you don't feel exactly welcomed in this place.
I would hope not. There is evil here that does not sleep.
Elena, you can feel, you can almost feel Zerser's presence, like a beacon guiding you there. You get the feeling that she's not trying to make herself difficult to find.
The star is guiding us in this direction, Joanne. Let's go.
If
So,
you say so.
at some point, you get um, to a place with a lot of big trees, gnarled roots all over the place, and you see that there is a passage between the roots that goes down. You're fairly certain that this is where you should go.
She always mentioned she wanted to go back to her roots. Let's go.
Joanne face palms and then follows.
So you reach a point when it's a tunnel, uh,
The tunnel!
mostly a natural one. It seems it goes to a small cave that it goes further down, and you get the feeling that most of these tunnels have been dug out by something, uh, some kind of creature. It doesn't seem to be the work um, of a tool or something.
Yeah, and Terry hasn't been here yet.
But no.
That specific tool.
And at some point you get to a big opening, and you can see that Jessera is at the corner of that opening, and you can clearly see that she has set up a small camp in there.
Hello there.
She looks at you and says, "Hello there." She says, "I see you made it. Good. So, I have two problems here. Number one, I will guide you when you feel ready for it, uh, in a place of, well, interest, and it will take our combined effort to make sense of things there. I'm not entirely sure of what the result is going to be. I have made some tests on my own, and it seems that the previous denizens of the place that we're going to visit uh, made sure to make the life of any wannabe interlopers quite difficult. That's problem number one. Problem number two, there are creatures in these tunnels, and there are even worse creatures awaiting us further in.
How would you compare them to the ones we found in that temple?
I would compare them. They are different, of course, but maybe equally dangerous. And it's about time that I will be a little bit more open with my research. I was able to finally pinpoint the position, the location of an ancient site. It's probably the oldest building, the oldest sign of civilization on Dathomir. It is certainly older than the temples that the Night Sisters have built, the other witch covens as well, uh, and maybe even older than the previous visitors before the witches took over Dathomir. And I believe it's what I have been looking for all this time. It's heavily damaged. Probably we won't be able to breathe some new life to it. But who knows? Maybe with our combined efforts, we can, at the very least, get some small result. That being said, What's your opinion on travel from place to place? Uh, do you find the thought of being able to get somewhere in an instant appealing?
Hmm.
It would depend on how much that ability will cost.
Well,
I don't know. I haven't
if
really thought about it.
if the legends are true, this is a place that was able to do that, or close to that, I should say. We're talking about a combination of technological means, and force usage to activate some kind of portal that is able to get you in a different place in the galaxy that has a similar device. I believe that it was used very widely in years that are forgotten right now by civilizations that we know very little about. But again, the legends say that all of that was destroyed when the Rakatan Empire began their conquest. It was deemed that devices such as this would be extremely dangerous if they got their hands on them. So, most of them were destroyed. My hope is that
By the people who built them?
yes.
Hmm. And I'm sorry, I interrupted. Your hope?
I hope that maybe we can salvage something. Maybe we can recreate something close to that.
You said it would connect to similar devices elsewhere.
Yes. And my
Do you
guess
know
is that
where?
they're going to be destroyed as well, so non-functional. What I want is to see if this is actually true and feasible. I want some evidence to prove to myself, first of all, and that this is possible.
And if this evidence can't be found,
Well, imagine the possibilities after that. And before you ask, my accomplice, you see that she's thinking to find the exact words. And says, for some reason, he didn't seem very interested in all of that, although he's usually very interested in anything that has to do with technological achievements and stuff like that. For this particular thing that is, well, completely remarkable if true, and if we can replicate it in any way. For some reason, he didn't seem that interested.
perhaps he doubts the validity in its use. Perhaps he doubts that we will be able to make it work after all this time.
Or perhaps he has a problem with how it works, assuming that it ever did.
Speaking of him, after I conclude my research in here and some other places, and once he's once he completes his mission, and from what I understand, he's getting really close to doing so. Well, our roads can split from that point on. So, I'm thinking of the possibilities and what new alliances I can make going forward. I mean, she gives a good look at the both of you and says, I do not trust the Jedi Order, as I have made very clear numerous times now. But I want to see if I can trust you. Thus far, you have been surprisingly square with me, so I'm willing to see where this goes. I'd say roll a perception check. Uh, for you, Joanne, it seems that she's sincere on everything she says. You, Elena, you don't think she's lying, but again, you get some feeling that she might be withholding some information.
She always does.
And she gives a good look at you and says, so, if you need to get some rest before we begin, now's the time. Otherwise, I suggest we move on.
In character, our rest was on the way here. IRL, uh, probably
So,
need to stop.
yep. So, Naren Brindor,
Yep.
you have approached Vurdonka.
Hmm. We already roll pilots, so you don't need to
Yep.
roll for
Yep,
us.
yep, yep.
I don't
Everything's fine.
scratch the paint.
No, no,
Yep.
no.
It will buff out. I
Everything
told
is
you.
perfect.
Mm.
And you're getting really close to your destination. It
Mm.
seems that it is in a big city.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
Verdunka itself is a bit different than what you're accustomed to. The buildings, the atmosphere itself is the atmosphere is heavier than what you are accustomed to, and you see that most of the people that are moving around, they do have some kind of emergency uh, respirator system if in case the atmosphere goes bad. So it
Okay.
would be a good idea if you have something like that yourselves, which you do, if I remember correctly.
I
Um,
don't.
uh,
I
I
didn't buy
think
one
you have
or
found.
not. Oh,
I
we
think you have
found something.
found masks. Yes,
Okay.
way back. So the ship should have enough.
All right, no
Yeah,
tasteless
we're good.
Darth Vader breathing jokes, please. Even though you do use a sword.
Not just looks at John's, why would I do some kind of joke regarding that?
You're right, you're one of the
Whatever.
few people in the groups who would not make that joke.
No, says, of course I wouldn't. As much as a tyrant he was and all of that, he was a warrior, and I respect that too much to make some kind of tasteless joke like that. Kind of like I also respect you, even if you don't. We are not in the best terms.
Thank you. I respect you as well.
There was a pause there.
Yeah.
A key pause.
Uh,
Well, there's respect, but there's also a lot of like
Other
caution.
yeah, no, he knows, no, exactly what he says.
I'm
Even
the
if
only
I
one.
know.
I'm the only one not on the caution list for now. So yeah.
you would think.
I know.
So,
And now, after that, they ask you to make sure that he remembers right the meeting point. Basically, after that, and it's just going there.
You get a message on
uh,
your comm.
so he
Dinner at
started.
8.
From the info that Ziva sent you, Brindor, it
Mm.
seems that whatever is going to happen in one of the buildings that she sent you the coordinates about. And it seems that there's some vehicles already outside. It seems to be some kind of bar. You're not entirely sure of what this is.
Is it a Dago bar?
It's a Dago bar, yes. It's not in a swamp.
I'm just thinking, I have a bad feeling that a long way away, Elena's cracking bad jokes.
What gave you that idea? At least my jokes are not tasteless.
Now he's going to roll for tactics because after the last time, he's just wants to be sure that if there is anything he can guess regarding this building tactically, he will just try to do to just get it out of the way.
Oof.
Yeah, but
Ooh.
free.
So,
Not much. Got it.
okay. Uh,
Nar and
hey,
Krieg just spend the time just chatting about, alright, so this is what could happen here.
Yeah, yeah.
Nar's treating it seriously. Brindor's just kind of half serious, but
theory,
No, it's okay.
he's at least knowledgeable about it.
theory crafting. Uh,
Yeah,
that could happen
making
this
sure
way.
that
Like,
this
Brindor's more treating it as a chance to, like, socialize and get to know Nar a bit better, and Nar's, like, deadly serious.
no, now it's more like I don't want more of the bullcrap that it was before, just for
Like I said,
whatever reason.
serious.
Let's.
Not so much serious, more like cautious. Because if this was,
Like,
if he was more serious,
that's
he
kind of what
would.
I meant by serious, just that, like, you're
Right.
treating it as an actual thing for preparation. I'm more treating it as a time to, like,
Right.
soothe nerves
Yeah, that's
and,
fine.
like,
Brindle's just casually trying to give you
So,
tips and tricks to how to beat Hoi
let's see
For's
perception checks.
Nazi Germany.
I was expecting for you to ask for the perception checks. So
Yep.
If you use this specific strategy in
And there I
Empire at
roll
War,
a 17.
I'm too distracted with my tactical thinking to notice things.
he's, Brindle's Brindle's so
now,
busy strategizing over
you
his.
realize that there.
I
You
realized
realize
what?
you realize that there are three different ways that you can enter the building.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, from the main entrance, of course.
Yeah.
Number two, using uh, let's call it a parking area that is uh, next to it, and you can see that it, uh, from the looks of it, it should connect with the building. So if there is any security and stuff like that for the building, what is happening? Your guess is that they should be less of them there. The third one is actually the ventilation system, because you see there are huge tubes around the building, and not only that, but most buildings that you have seen on the planet. And you make a good guess that this is one of the ways to make sure that every building is the atmosphere in each building is adequate enough to, for everyone be living without problems.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a more risky approach, but it could prove the most quiet one.
Does Narc get any more critical? What is the building that he's looking at
From the
from this?
looks of it, it seems to be some kind of uh, bar or club or something like that.
Okay, so it's something like that. Okay.
Yeah.
So now is going to share obviously the three entry points with Brindor and also mention, so pretty sure we're going to have to deal with civilians too if things go south here.
All right. Well, let's do our best to keep.
The numbers in the
Yeah.
minimal. I know,
Yeah.
so it's not.
Sorry, I just
If-
blanked on the word.
I take it more like narcut you there,
Yeah.
while stretching, not so much you the blanket.
just tell the ships outside to send the
And
people
so
to.
they decide, to go back to the ship and return to Coruscant.
So, how risky does Brindor? Because probably the respiration ventilation, while we will be moving in the dark regarding where we are, it's probably the one that will call the less attention if we do it successful.
Yes, it is certainly the one that is going to call less attention if you are successful.
Yeah.
You'll have
The
to
pro-
search a little bit to see how you will be able to get access to it, though, to enter it. If that's how you want to enter the building, actually. You see that from the main entrance, from time to time, there are people that are entering or leaving. And from the
That's
looks of it, it
yeah.
seems that they are not armed or anything. It seems like civilians.
All right. Nothing too bad yet.
Okay. So, do you enter from the parking lot, from the main entrance, or do you try to get inside the ventilation system?
we could try two different fronts, not going through the parking lot to see to call attention from Rinder.
I'm gonna cut you off right there.
Yeah.
We split up and one person
Yeah, I
encounters
know.
the enemy. They are
Yeah.
unsupported,
No, no.
and we do
I,
not have a good
yeah,
record with that.
yeah.
we've
You're right.
we've split
Said
up.
nothing. So we go for a ventilation system.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. So what do we need
At
to
the
do
very
now?
least, that gives us a chance to see what we're up against before it
Yeah.
all goes to shit, and we have to
Okay.
fight everyone anyway.
Yep.
I will need one more perception check that is going to be specifically for you to find the best
Nope.
way to enter.
One second.
My eyes have
Oh
turned
God!
off.
Oh God!
Not can see the future.
Do I? You know what? I'm going to roll one force point just so we have a 30. Just for that, because it was 1 point, so I'm like, might as well raise it to 1 tier, right?
Fair, fair. Nar, you don't just understand how the ventilation system works. You are the ventilation system.
No, it's like happening enough. Sadly, happening enough infiltration missions to know how its ventilation system works. Mentions.
You find the the
Optimal.
most optimal
Mhm,
place to enter it,
mhm,
um,
mhm.
and you feel good with yourself right now. Who's going to be the first one? Because there's not enough room for both of you
Now is going to let
to crawl side by side.
Now is
One
going
has
to
to be
let
in front,
Bridor
and the
go
other
first.
from behind.
Go first, since he is better at being stealthy and stuff like that. So maybe he can just imitate more of his steps and stuff like that, so they got less attention.
you say as
Wow, I'm
Pika.
rolling terribly.
You say as Pika rolls
I
below
rolled
10
three
yet again.
fours in a row.
Still better than whatever my role is going to be, probably.
Good thing is, you have a very good plus to your stealth, which is helping
Oh
a lot.
God!
Listen, it's called compensating for the bad rolls that I know
Oh
are
God!
gonna
I'm rolling
happen.
really high. Okay.
You rolled 4 times my die roll, and you have a lower result.
All right.
I am not good with my dexterity. I don't know if you know.
You are moving.
Mhm.
Let me see because I saw some clouds and okay. So um, you with we are going to use the previous tactics rolls so that they won't go to waste. Because I guess you have been talking about your general strategy. So, Brindor, you believe that whatever is going to happen in underhanded business in a place like that is going to happen somewhere that most people wouldn't have access to, which means probably uh, the storage area of maybe the storage area, maybe the basement. or maybe the upper floors, but you're not entirely certain of what they are used for. You can easily tell how to get to each of those places. So the only question is, where do you want to head first?
Just to add very quickly, since I'm not in the PC to stuff like that, I will say we go to the closest place that we can.
All right, I'll take that suggestion. Let's go.
All right, that would be the storage area.
All right, so in our cardboard boxes that we are hiding in while going through the ventilation system.
Exactly. One of the
Damn it! They
now
broke
we're
the
talking
game.
about was the legendary cardboard box tactic.
Damn it! They broke the game. There's nothing I can do now.
No,
We're invincible now.
you can touch us.
So, you find the storage area.
Mhm.
You take a peek inside the bring door. You don't see people in there, uh, and everything seems to be quiet. Doesn't seem that whatever's happening is taking place here.
All right, move on to the next spot then.
Okay,
Okay.
up or down?
I think odds are the problem's gonna be down below, but let's check upstairs first.
No, I was going to say, I was going to suggest up, so since it will be easier to get down and exit if it doesn't end up being up.
Okay,
So yeah.
so you're heading up.
Hmm.
All right. You pass through numerous rooms. You can see that each one of them is used for different purposes. One of them has some kind of spa, it seems. The other one is another bar area, a little bit more fancy than the one below. You can see that there are people with some better clothes there. And you finally reach a room, quite a big one, that you can see that there are numerous people inside. You can easily see that there is some member or at least representative of the Black Suns. Uh, there are two Twi'leks inside. There is a Clantonian. There is what's it called again? Damn it, Ithorian.
The fart man.
And you see, yes, the Fartman exactly, the Fart alien, and you see uh, a species that you are not familiar with. That is wearing a strange kind of attire. It has its head is like a cone that goes upwards, and it has some the skin on its hand and the face, or what can be seen from the face, is grayish in coloration, and it seems to be maybe rough. You're not certain, and it seems that everyone is sitting around the table. And you can hear the Ithorian that is speaking through his translator saying that, well, we have to move quickly if we are to protect our investments in all of this. It seems that it seems that have to cut our losses at this point. Yes, one of the Twi'leks chimes in. We we have a lot of problems with keeping our movements of the gas from Ryloth to your people, he says to the unknown alien.
Okay.
And the Clatonian says, speaking of which, I believe that we had some kind of, well, guarantees about all this. That if things didn't get as planned, you would be able to help us get out of this relatively safe. Yellen speaks. Yes, that was the deal, and it still is. We have to make the movements quickly. The buffoons in the Senate have made quite a ruckus in the last month or so. A lot of our movements have been either stopped or in great risk of being compromised. Regretfully, I have to say that our venture is not going as well as initially planned. But we do have enough time to move whatever assets we were able to acquire. Yes, you can do whatever you want with your assets, but we've worked hard to acquire them for you. So, I believe that you should pay us all as per agreed, so that we won't have problems in the future, you know? Yes, your payment will be coming shortly. You can tell to your bosses in the Black Sands that they will be well compensated for all the help that they have been giving us all this time. Again, I want to thank you for your discretion on these deals. And the most important thing is that all of the facilities will be destroyed within the week. Yes, we are already on it, don't worry. Very well. Then the payment for all of you will be coming very shortly. Once the facilities are destroyed. Okay. See that Vielen gets up and says, there is another matter to discuss. Since things are not going as Plan A suggested, we're going to move to Plan B. I will be sending some coordinates and general advice on how to proceed from now on, because things will get ugly. You have been very helpful, and we keep our promises. Your people will be safe and very well rewarded for all the services that you have given us. Now, we have to make sure that our last movements are not going to be compromised as well. So, I would advise that at that point you see that he stops. And there is a tilt to the alien's head. Roll a perception check.
Okay.
Everything is fine.
Everything's fine. We're fine. We're here. We're all
Nah.
fine here now. Thank you. How are you?
Nar,
Yeah.
even if you have not seen that specific alien species before, the tilt of the head is a telltale sign of someone catching something on their periphery or hearing something. And
Was it in on our direction? Is the first thing I
and
want to ask.
your eyes go immediately to uh, the alien's hands, and you see that he does a gesture very quickly to everyone else, and immediately you see that the people are starting to get up.
Now is going to try to Carvinder's attention so he looks at him and make a sign like be ready just in case.
Mm-hmm. And with
Okay.
that, you hear the alien saying, "I think we have visitors."
Nercha, that doesn't take his throw or anything. He just puts the for action in case he's talking about us. It could be someone else.
All right, it's tall. Well, maybe we start stealth scooting out of here.
Oh no, he's not. He's not against that, but he will have a hand, there on just in case.
All right,
Okay, I think
begin
that
the
this
stealth
is.
scooting.
Oh god.
In fact, I think
Eventually, I have to roll a good roll.
Oh god.
I think there won't be an encounter in this scenario.
Well, no, I think there will be.
Yeah. I'm going to point it just in case to make it a bit better.
Brindor, you start biking off to the best of your ability.
Hmm.
There is no sound until you hear Nar.
Clang, 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 clang.
It's a
Behind
20
you.
some. It's a 23. It's not that
Yes, it's
bad.
very faint. It's very faint, but it's there.
It's like the
And
stepping out. It's a snapped twig. Oh no.
yes, and
Yeah.
immediately you feel the tube in front of you being dislocated and brought down. As this
As
happens, you start sliding
before it will
to the
start
opening.
sliding,
Yep.
the moment Art feels the shift in gravity, he will try to push Brindor behind him so he's in front.
Okay. And the moment you
Can we do an
find
acrobatics
yourself.
check to try to get us to catch ourselves in the tube?
Oh, yes, you can do an acrobatics check
Okay.
to either catch yourselves on the tube or land on your feet on the other side.
Let me see what
Hmm.
uh,
If I'm
will
stuck in the tube
will
and you're
jump
not,
or
I can't
endurance
support you.
work a bit better to kind of make a bit instead of acrobatics.
Not in this instance.
endurance wouldn't either to at least try to uh, soften a bit of the damage or something like that. Because my
You
acrobatics
can
is
see,
not that good.
yes,
That's
you
why.
can see the decline, and it doesn't seem to be enough for you to take any damage. To be honest.
Okay. Uh, well,
Now the question is if you will be able to land on your feet or just
okay.
fall.
Yeah, okay. So basically, we have to roll acrobatics, is what you're saying.
Don't worry, I am back to my normal, well below 10.
Okay. All right. Who's in front?
Naris.
Nar.
Yeah, he pushed Brindor the moment the incline began to restore the back
Okay, okay.
behind him.
So Nar, you can actually catch yourself on the tube with your hands and feet,
Yeah. Mhm.
so you don't slide all the way down. If you
Mhm.
want to do that.
Yeah. If I can do that and also slow down Brindor, I will take it.
Okay. Brinder, you try to catch yourself just like Nar did, but
Mhm.
you're not as successful. Thankfully
Mhm.
enough, Nar is in front of you, so you land on him.
Mhm.
Now I
Yep.
want a strength check
Thankfully.
from you, Nar.
Okay. Luckily for me, that's good. So unless I roll bad, we should be good.
Q
Come
rolling
on.
bad.
God damn it. You're rolling bad.
Okay, you feel that your hands are giving in a little
Mhm.
bit, and you start slowly sliding down.
Mhm.
As you do,
Mhm.
as you do,
Mhm.
you hear all around you
Mhm.
steps. You are certain that people are getting ready
Mhm.
for whatever it is to come.
Okay.
And after a few seconds, all that can be heard is the of your hands
Oh
and
no.
feet slowly
I will get
sliding
the
down.
ketchup out the bottle.
And finally, you reach the bottom. You just drop
Uh,
both of
the,
you on your feet.
the moment we begin to drop, that my hands are useless there in the tube, I move it to my sword
Mhm.
to be ready to draw it the moment I am off it. Mhm.
The 15 acrobatics is enough for you, Brinder, to
Mhm.
um, land without any problems.
Mhm.
So you both land, and you see that some, not all, some of
Mhm.
the people present
Mhm.
have drawn weapons,
Mhm.
and the alien is not holding any weapons,
Mhm.
but he looks at you and says, "Well, what do we have here? My friends will be delighted to have a word with you." And
Nari is going to answer to that with, and I can assure you, so will I, with a smirk.
and this is our cue to
Yep.
end today's episode because this is combat,
Yeah, this is a good time to
as you
end.
Yep.
both
Yeah.
realize.
Yep.
Yeah. So this will
So
be it for next until next time.
Hmm.
Anything you want to close out with, Maris?
yep. So until next time, I hope everyone is well. So you can join us for the continuation of the madness. Until then, no one else wants to make ending remarks.
I was just going to wait for you to finish to say basically later.
Until next time, then. See you, everyone.
We squeezed everything out as we could from this tube of entertainment, so we'll see you next time. Bye bye.